Yet again, a report of a plane that was looking to depart Reagan National Airport, the wing being clipped by the wing of another plane. Our very own Tom Fitzgerald is on the scene, and we'll have a report sometime in the very near future. That just does it for us. On behalf of my producer, Amy, I'm Guy Lambert. This is the Fox 5 Live Zone.
How could they? I just can't. Another plane. And a congressman online. Oh, no. How could they do this as a congressman? Hopefully it was Schumer. They say this is normal, though. It's the normal. There's nothing to worry about. Everything is as planned. You see what they're saying here? Planes clip wings with members of Congress on board. 5 House members. Oh no! What they were? Oh, hopefully it's the Democrats. Oh God! 2 American Airlines. I'm done with them. I'm not flying. I'm done. They should remove American from American Airlines. 2 American airline planes clip wings at region. Isn't that the same airport that the plane collided with the helicopter? This is the best America has to offer. This is the best DC has to offer. Is this almost, could you say this is like symbolic almost? Like of these people? Wow. While waiting to take off on the runway at DCA just now, another plane struck our wing. So Representative Josh Goddard. I don't know who that is. Josh Goddard. This is one of the congressmen. Josh Goddard. And he said here, oh, I'm sorry. Let me, wait, why is it not zoomed in? So, make it look nice. While we were waiting for takeoff on the runway at DCA just now, another plane struck our wing. Thankfully, everyone is safe. Just a reminder, recent cuts to the FAA weaken our skies and the public safety. So they're saying Trump again. The Aviation Funding Stability Act of 2025 ensures FAA operations continue during funding gaps, prioritizing safety, critical functions. Recent workforce adjustments targeted bureaucratic bloat, not air traffic controllers. The real issue, outdated systems. So they use any moment they can get. I wouldn't be surprised if they paid some of these people. All right, we need to promote this. It's happening a lot, though. The end of times. How you guys doing? So, Congressman, I'm sorry, I had to step away for a second. Congressman on the flight Many people are saying, this is the cuts. Serving in Congress has come with some once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and just now, while stationary. So this is another congressman. It seems like what were they all? I guess they're all together on this flight. Let me turn on the camera. Let me show you another tweet from a congressperson. Let me get the camera on the screen. I just walked in, so sorry about that. Forgive me. Another congressman, Nick LaLota. Kind of a weird name, LaLota. Serving in Congress has come with a once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Just like now, while stationary on the runway at DCA, another plane just bumped into our wing, heading back to the gate. But thankfully, everyone is okay. And Rep. Grace Meng is handing out grapes. Oh, that's so nice. So a couple of these people were on the plane. Maybe it was a hit. Maybe it was Russia. I suppose you're forgiven. Mendy, what's up? How you doing? Grace Meng. All right, she posted a video of the traumatic experience. Let's see.
Hi, everyone. I'm okay. Everyone on the flight is okay. They're fixing the wing now. Everyone's safe.
I'm not getting back in that plane.
Thanks.
You guys are going to have to bring a whole brand new plane. They need to fully inspect every square inch of that plane.
Hi, everyone. I'm okay. Everyone on the flight is okay. They're fixing the wing now. Everyone's safe. Thanks. Hi, everyone.
Crazy. It is concerning that all this stuff with the planes are happening, but people say supposedly it happens all the time. I don't know. There's so many incidents. I don't even have time to cover it all. This just caught my eye. It happened a little bit earlier. Let me see if there's any other Congress people. We got another congressperson. No injuries reported. I'm guessing they just tapped. Maybe they tapped each other. Tom Fitzgerald. 2 planes reportedly clipped wings while taxiing on the Reagan National Airport runway today. Fox DC is on the scene. So it's kind of. I think I saw something too that the FAA is going to investigate it. Somewhat almost a nothing burger, but it's also like they had this major crash, DCA, not that long ago, and it says here a wingtip of one plane hits another on a taxi runway. So far, I haven't seen video of the actual collision. I'm trying to see if we can find something on that. Let me take a look here and see. You can find maybe. Usually they have some type of video because there's always cameras at these airports. Wingtip. Duct tape, right?
Regional jets. They clipped wings. Regional jets. Regional jets. They clipped regional.
Why can't you go full screen?
Jets. They clipped wings, it appears, as one of them was getting ready to depart for JFK Airport in New York.
I want the pilots drug tested too. This is what they need to do. Not just, okay, we're going to patch up the wing. Drug test the pilots, put them through a psychiatric test too. I want to make sure everything's good.
The other one, not sure what its destination was at this point. No injuries, and we do not have any sort of a police or fire response. American Airlines is confirming, in fact, that 2 planes clipped wings. Now, listen, normally this would not be that newsworthy, except It is Reagan Airport. Reagan Airport, as you know, has had a host of issues and problems, including, of course, the midair crash over the Potomac River back in January. Then they had a very close call a couple of weeks ago when another military aircraft flew very, very close to a departing flight. Then they've had a fight in the control tower with a supervisor.
Oh, I forgot about that too. I did hear about that. This DCA airport is kind of like riddled, it seems like, with some type of problems. And so, yeah, that supposedly it was a fight in the control tower, a brawl. I don't know if it was actually a physical fight or just arguing.
Departing flight. Then they've had a fight in the control tower with a supervisor arrested for allegedly punching another controller.
Bro, what kind of... This is one airport I would avoid flying into. This is one airport it sounds like a hot mess in this place. Hot mess.
The last week, the FAA has come in and replaced 3 controller supervisors inside that tower because of the ongoing concerns about what's happening.
3 people have been replaced in that bitch.
Because of the ongoing concerns about what's happening at Reagan Airport, specifically as it relates to the control tower. So now we have this report confirmed by people I'm talking to who are on the plane, as well as a congressman who's on the plane, and American Airlines, that 2 planes clipped wings at Reagan Airport. One of those planes is now headed back to the terminal. Again, no injuries, thankfully, but it underscores the ongoing concern about safety and what's happening at Reagan Airport in particular, but then, of course, at the nation's airports with understaffed control towers. This region.
That's crazy. No, I haven't seen a clip yet. I was trying to find a clip. I haven't seen a clip of the actual collision. And like I said, it would almost be kind of like a nothing burger, but just all the issues that has happened there recently and all the problems that this place has had, DCA, you know, with the obvious plane crash with all these people dying, but then all these traffic controller issues and people arguing and people fighting and people getting arrested and people getting fired. What in the heck is going on over there? Jeez, it's scary. It's scary to fly, man. It is scary to fly. I know. I see what people take. Got to take something, pop a pill or something, to fly and pray. Pray to God, you make it safe. Reagan Airport. And the interesting thing is you had some of these congressmen on there. Congress, at least 5 from what I saw, Congress people. So, you know, they're making tweets about it now and saying, well, you know, this is Trump. Trump did this shit. Here's another live view. They're blaming Trump and the cuts. Here's a live view, another live view of the airport. Let me see if I can find any more information about this. If you guys could help me out with the like button too, I'd appreciate that. Keep the live streams going today. And if you could subscribe to my second channel, because I'm working on getting other content into there as well.
265-501 Washington Tower, 119 for weight, traffic on the 415 phone.
We're live on the second page.
5501.
Let's see if I can find anything on this. Somebody, this person posted never flying into Reagan Airport. Maybe somebody should have listened to when Transportation Secretary Buttigieg brought up specific concerns about the burden of additional flights at Reagan. Yeah, this airport has a problem. It's like it's congested. This in from Reagan. Okay, let's take a look at this news clip.
All right, Aisha, we've got this update now on a Fox News alert. This just in from Reagan National Airport in Washington, D.C. We just started getting word that 2 American Airlines planes clipped wings at that airport. This is according to a statement now confirmed with the FAA. This happened around 12:45 p.m. Eastern time, so just a couple of hours ago. We're told one plane was headed to Charleston, South Carolina. The other was headed right here to New York City, to JFK. One was taxiing, one was parked. The Metropolitan Washington Airport Authority says there is no effect on flight operations at that airport. Both aircraft have since returned to their gates and no injuries have been reported. The FAA is investigating at this time and they will give us more details on this incident as we get it. That's a live look at Reagan Airport. A couple members of Congress say that they were on board that flight. Congressman Nick LaLota of New York posted, serving in Congress has come with some once-in-a-lifetime experiences like just now. While stationary in the runway at DCA, another plane just bumped into our wing, headed back to the gate, but thankfully everyone is okay. All right.
So be ready, because later there's probably going to be a lot of talk about, like politically, there's going to be probably a lot of talks about this later on. Especially that there was Congress people on board, but no injuries. And one of the people said that they're fixing the plane. You know, they're working on fixing the wing. I guess one of them was, it was maybe damaged, or maybe they want to check the structural integrity. Crazy. Let's see here. Reagan. At least 3 members of Congress. Yeah, so far I've heard 3 or 5. 3 or 5. I don't see a clip yet, though. I'm trying to see if I can find a clip of the incident. Video from on board one of the planes. Oh, there's a video. Okay, it's video of. Okay, there's at least a video of somebody on the plane. Let's take a look at it.
Right away, the FAA is going to come out and do some inspections because of this incident here. So for now, we have been told to stay where we are, and I'm afraid I don't have any updates right now. If this is something that's going to take 5 minutes or an hour, I'm sorry about this. I can't tell you right now. We'll get some information and pass it on to you as soon as we have it. In the meantime, I'm going to turn off the bed seatbelt sign, and you're free to get up and use the bathroom. Use your phones. Sorry about this inconvenience. Right away, the FAA is going to come out and do some inspections because of this incident here.
Okay, so nothing really, just there. I was on the plane doing some inspections. Let me see, was there another clip here?
I want to get to that breaking news that I mentioned. Reports coming in now of 2 planes clipping wings at D.C.'s Ronald Reagan Washington Airport. New York Congressman Nick LaLota actually sending out this tweet and picture saying that another plane had bumped into the wing of the plane that he was on, and then they needed to head back to the gate. Where, according to what the congressman tweeted out, everybody is okay on that aircraft. The FAA is now putting out a statement saying that there has been no impact to flight operations at Reagan National Airport, also confirming no injuries at this time. Congressman Josh Gottheimer was also on one of these planes. He joins us by phone. Congressman, just give us whatever details you have, starting from when you got on your plane and what happened.
So I was on that same American flight here. Thanks for having me. And we all boarded and we went on the runway. It was an American flight, I think 4522. So sitting on the runway, they, as you know, sometimes make you wait before you take off. And as we were waiting there, another plane came by and their wing hit our wing, I guess on the right side of the plane. The plane shook violently, right? The whole plane shook. And then it was pretty clear that we got hit. And then obviously the pilot came on and told us we weren't going anywhere except back to the gate. We then waited about 45 minutes or so before they could move us. The FAA, I guess, had to come out and inspect before we could go back to the gate.
Okay, so it was back in January that it was an American Airlines flight that collided with that Army helicopter. All of us here in our nation's capital, across the United States, more than 60 people were killed. It was horrifying. A lot of changes. Yes, exactly. We'll never forget it.
A lot of changes. Apparently didn't do enough changes.
And since then, there's been the investigations, the various investigations, also the changes there at the airport, that flight path taken off.
They did take it off.
The routes now. You're on an American Airlines plane, is that right?
Yes, American. Yeah.
Okay, so has anybody mentioned anything to you to make you feel any safer or any, I guess at this moment, you clearly weren't airborne, you were on the runway, but,
and thank God everyone was okay. I mean, but what's scary is this is the same airport and with the air traffic control issues that we believe, caused that horrific accident, or contributed to it, right? The helicopters and not enough people on the tower. And now you hear again on the ground, this is an air traffic control issue, right? They're supposed to be communicating with all the planes to move the planes on.
Yeah, and I understand that, probably air traffic control, but also I mean, I don't know. Who are the people? It was being taxied. Who are the people taxiing this shit? It's like this. It's such a huge plane. I mean, maybe it's just hard to be self-aware, I guess.
On the runway
I don't
safely.
know.
And we have another incident. So, it's not a great year for Washington National Airport, I'll tell you that much.
Well, we know it's the busiest runway in the airport in the country. So, just in light of what you just said, I know there's a number of members of Congress on that aircraft with you.
There are a bunch of us, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
What are you talking about? What's the conversation like? I mean, this is not just pretty scary situation where your wing has been clipped, but this brings forward all the issues, Congressman, that we were talking about since January.
Yeah, well, the first thing you do is thank your lucky stars that you're okay, right, and that everyone is okay. And I think that's what we were all talking about first, just everyone okay. And then, yes, we were talking to each other pretty quickly about what's going on here. How does this happen in the first place? Right? I mean, this is why you have these systems in place to prevent this, and what else do we need to be doing? And obviously, many of us have been paying close attention since that incident and the crash. And there's been other issues, near misses, and other things lately. I don't know if you remember. I think there was another one soon after, another issue at the airport. So the key is now to make sure we're doing, from an oversight perspective, everything possible that make sure that the FAA is taking appropriate action, not just to investigate what happened, but going forward to protect all of our airports. And do we have the right resources? This is not a time to be cutting the FAA when they're understaffed already, which is something we, of course, immediately talked about as well, because, as you know, there's been cuts at the FAA from the administration. So that's also something that's deeply concerning. When you've got issues like this, you don't start cutting FAA when they're understaffed.
And the NTSB, as we've been, of course, investigating what happened back in January, Congressman, the NTSB said that investigators have now uncovered more than 15,000 occurrences for close calls between commercial airplanes and helicopters. A number of investigations, as you know, have been launched since what happened in January. And this is specifically just between helicopters and commercial aircraft. I mean, 15,000 incidents.
It's insane and unacceptable. We got to do better here. We just got to do better.
Well, and that's just between 2021 and 2024. And now here you are. And as you mentioned, thank God you weren't airborne, but the plane's clipped. I mean, are you getting any kind of explanation of how this happened?
No, we didn't get any explanation. I mean, I think it's probably protocol, right? I'm sure there's certain steps they have to follow as an airline before they give us any information, except you're sitting there, and I was talking to a woman who was sitting across the aisle from me, and she said she was watching and saw the plane just driving. It was clear that it was way too close, and she saw it where she actually saw it hit our airplane. So this is obviously not the way it's supposed to be. It's unacceptable, and we got to do a lot better. And believe me, I'm going to be all over this, as I've been all over it since the first incident. But I think this just reinforces that this airport has got a lot of work to do, in particular.
Well, and, we talked about this as well, Congressman, that Congress increased flights at a DCA there back in 2023. Was that a mistake, you think? And could we see you and other members of Congress, jumping onto this issue ASAP since this incident, and since all of you are on a plane that just experienced this, this situation?
I mean, I think after the crash, many of us have been very focused on this and gotten briefings on it. And as you know, they do a pretty deep investigation before they come right back to you with answers. And we're all trying to get to the bottom of not just what happened in that horrific incident, but in general, what's going on at the airport, what's going on with staffing levels, what about other airports and other near misses that are occurring, and what steps need to be taken to make sure that we do have the safest guys in the world, which is what we should expect.
Okay. All right. So that's that update for that. The plane's getting repaired. So I'm sure there's going to be more talks, especially if there was Congress people on the plane. I don't know. But yeah, that's it. We'll be back later if anything pops off. You see something. Yeah, we'll be back later. I'm going to be posting some short clips, little short stories that I saw. So just make sure you're subscribed to this page, obviously, and the second page. If you're into the politics, I don't really post much on the politics. It's just kind of hard to keep up. Maybe at some point I will. I just have a lot that I'm trying to do behind the scenes. So, all right. Crazy times.